Hi, this is Jackie from Gagnon Crafts and Life, and this is going to be a video about cross stitch and updating you guys on my progress since the last time I posted a video. And I actually have a lot of things to go over. My kids, so a little bit of life update first. My kids have been doing virtual learning again since the holiday break has been over, and obviously they were also home for the holidays. And so I haven't really had time alone to sit down and film anything. And as my projects keep kind of growing by number, I started to get a little nervous that this video might become a little longer. And because I'm not editing right now, I'm just kind of filming from my phone and then just directly uploading after I flip the video around so that this is my right, this is my left, finally do switch now. I was getting a little worried, and I was going to try to film during lunches because we have now wired my Ethernet cord all the way through the house, so I do work in the back room now. And I was going to try to film back there, and just haven't been able to yet. But luckily my husband went to go shopping tonight, so all the kids are asleep and he is out because of my anxiety of people hearing me talk to a camera. I don't know why I have that, just do. I can sit down and film, so hopefully he's gone for a little while and I can get through this pile of things that I've collected onto the side, and I probably forgot something, and that's okay, go over it. But there's some new starts, there's a finish, there's a lot of work in progresses, there's a new start I didn't even know I was going to have, and hi Gwen, and then I even got some new stitchy mail today and a few days ago. And I was supposed to get a different package today, which would have been all of my supplies for my Heaven and Earth design that I want to start the reading time. And it was supposed to come in by tonight. It was supposed to come in by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock tonight. It's now like 10 o'clock at night. Not here. So hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. I'm missing one thing now that I think about it from my other stitchy mail. I'll be right back. Hi. Okay, so I should have everything now and I'm ready to get started. So I am participating. I'm also participating in a couple of groups this year on Facebook, and I'll talk about them a little bit here and there as we go through. One of the groups I'm participating in is WhipGo 2021. And the boxes that were called for the month of January, I forgot their numbers, but on my board it was to work on my bookshelf and on my cozy stump. If you guys seen those projects before, they're both on the same piece of fabric but on different corners of the bottom for a project I'm making. And so I can't stitch them both at the same time, but I'm doing at least a week on the bookshelf, and then I plan to go for another week on the cozy stump and kind of go back and forth and just move the Q-snap. So here's my progress on bookshelf. So the last time you saw it, I believe a lot of this background, like all of this, actually yeah, all up to the fairy, that fairy was not filled in. So all of this background up here got stitched this week. A lot of this lantern still needed a lot of fill in, and that's all filled in now. These little fairies up here got filled in. A lot of this back up. And then here's the page line that I wanted to get to by the end of January. So it is working on it pretty well. A lot of this was, again, gone. So I have come over very far already. And then we just have a lot of little indentations down here that need to get worked in. So this is on 18 count fabric, although I think after I washed it, I might have shrunk it a little bit. But that is the bookshelf pattern by Lola Lotta Design. I think it's just Lola Lotta Shop on Etsy. And there's my progress on that one. That one I've been keeping out to work on every night. So it stays out in my living room space. And the other exciting thing I did this year is, now that Pattern Keeper lets you scan in some other documents, I keep trying all my old PDF patterns to see if they'll start working. And both of the Lola Lotta designs did start working in Pattern Keeper, except they can't find the symbols for this one. I think they can find the symbols for the cozy symbol. I'll have to double check that. So I still have to search for all the symbols, but I am able to track it now in Pattern Keeper, so I can track how many stitches. I am kind of keeping track of those numbers now. So that was fun, trying to get that all into Pattern Keeper. And at first I did use the black and white copy because they said that that's more, it's easier for them to be able to track the numbers. And then, you know, as you color in, it'll change the colors. But since it couldn't find the symbols, it was easier for me to upload the color copy because I wasn't finding the symbols anyway. And that way I can at least see all the colors that are supposed to be there. And it helps when you find the floss and find the other symbols with that same background color. But I've been enjoying using Pattern Keeper for, I think, everything that's out here. I've been able to put on Pattern Keeper. Alright, next is, I started this week. This one is January. This is January from the Prairie Schooler, A Prairie Year in Rounds. And there's my little, this was a new me needle minder from 123 Stitch. I think it's like a Milhelm needle minder, but it's a little moon. And it goes with my January moon and star from the Prairie Schooler Rounds, Prairie Year in Rounds. And this one stays by my desk right now this week. And when I'm working and I'm on a phone call where I don't have to watch the screen, a lot of phone calls I do have to watch. It's in case you are new or you haven't seen like some of the first videos, which are a bit longer. I am I'm a software engineer, I'm a programmer, and we work a lot in teams and pairing. So I'm always on the phone with other developers or in big group meetings or whole line of business meetings. And so if I'm in a meeting where I don't really have to watch the screen, there's not a lot being presented on, I can sit and stitch and talk to people about things we're doing. And when I do, I like to have this handy and just right there so I don't have to go do anything extra. And the Prairie Schoolers have those booklets, and so I was able to take a picture and scan it in, and I use the scanning function of Pattern Keeper for that. I think it's one of the new releases that they had that you're able to scan in. And so I just take a level photo, and especially on Prairie Schoolers that are, you know, they're that thick cardboard, so they don't bend that easily. It's a lot easier to line up where all the corners go. It doesn't find the symbols, but that's okay. I just click on where I want the stitches to go, and that's it. Okay. Just because it's closest to me, the next thing I'm going to show you is my finish. And this one is going to be from the Prairie Schooler, A Prairie Year. Just that, A Prairie Year. Okay. And this is January. I'm sorry about that weird lighting that comes up on this. But it's the clock. And then I chart my own little name tags on the bottom for all of these. And there it is, all stitched up. I'm really excited to be on top of those this year. I mean, I did July, August, September, and then October, November, December. No, but I started again with January. I know I could just stitch the next month in line, but I like to stitch with what month we're in. If I start to get ahead of myself or whatnot, maybe I will start stitching. Like in July, maybe I'll stitch one of the months I missed in case my life gets a little busy again at the end of the year. Okay. And next is a new start. So here's a peek at the fabric. It is this blue fabric, and right now this is the back of my work. Don't worry about that. And I'm going to tell you more about this grind guard later. I have started Pandemic by the Long Dong Sampler that was released for free for a week, and then you can now purchase the pattern. This is on 25 count, and I'm doing 2/1. I don't see the name of the fabric right now. I forgot to grab the floss that goes with this to tell you even the number of floss. I bought a whole cone of it from 123 Stitch, along with, I think it's Sapphire, Ada, not Ada, but next time I will remember to get the bag that has the floss in it, which also has the name tag for this fabric. That's kind of true to color. Maybe the fabric's a little brighter. Then I'm trying to get you a good picture of my stitching, but I think I have to move my phone for that. Don't mind me. So there is my Pandemic start. That's just a weird yellow now. Okay. And when you saw close up, you'll also see like in this ridges, or if you go to my Instagram, Gagnon Crafts and Life on Instagram, you'll see that I actually didn't do the whole inside line. It's supposed to be like a line of 2 squares, then a line of 2 squares. And the inside one, what I did instead is every 10th square, I put a stitch in so that I can kind of use that as gridding. There we go. You can see that there. For where I am on the... That's the whole first page. That's the top and side border of page 1. And I can use that to tell where I am in the rest of it until I get more here to kind of gauge off the sides for. And then I'll go up and I'll finish that row off. But I wanted to get all the way across and all the way down on page 1. And then start with some of the motifs up in the corner. So... I worked on this for New Year, New Start, and it was the first weekend I think I ended up working on it. I actually started on the last day of 2020, and I worked through midnight and into 2021, and I think I worked on it for a couple extra days until Sunday I started my Whip Go project. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side because I need it for the grime guard later. Not this one yet. Alright, this project and the other one are being kept in pillowcases my stepmother-in-law stitched together. She sewed them. She sews a lot of different pillowcases, and I have certain pillowcases I like to sleep on. So a lot of her pillowcases right now are pseudo project bags, especially for scroll rods that I don't want to keep out. So this is how far are my progress on my Hoodies stocking. So I have the top ridge up here. This is where the name will go. And then here in this pattern, I can also do on Pattern Keeper. And there's my first little owl. He does have like a color that's missing here. I think I'm missing a piece of floss, and I have to find out what it got packaged in with. And then there's still some missing dots around. But for the most part, this Hoodie owl, the first owl, is finished. Now, I've been on 123 Stitch a few times since having this out, and I will not say where I got this pattern from because I don't think it's their pattern. I saw this Hoodies owl, like the same even like cover photo for it, is a kit by Dimensions, which means whoever I bought the PDF pattern from on Etsy is probably not supposed to sell it because it didn't say Dimensions anywhere on the PDF. And I'm feeling a little bit bad about that. I just won't be shopping from there again. And I don't know what else to do about it. Like, how do you report that? How do you do anything about that? I already paid the money to have the patterns. Like, I'm stitching this. Already bought the floss. Have the pattern. But that's sad. And I don't like not supporting the actual designers. So that made me a little mad and sad. And then Hoodies went away. I couldn't really stitch on them much after finding that out. It'll come back out because I do want to finish it. But it's definitely in a timeout. And then all the Hoodie flosses. Now the scroll frame set I got from Amazon came with 2 bars and 3 lengths of bars. And the hoodies does fit on that larger bar. It does not fit on the middle or the smaller bar. But I really don't have any patterns that fit on the smaller bars until I got, oh, that's the pattern. Let me not show that. This came in the mail today, and I already kitted it up, and I'm so excited about it. Did I bring the floss? That is my question. I did not. Okay. So, this is a Country Cottage Needleworks pattern. Okay. It's from Happy Little Stitch Shop. Sorry, now I'm just double checking there's no coupon codes on this or anything. Yeah. At happylittlestitchshop.com. And they are having 2 sales that I'm participating in this year. Projects that have already come out. I've already seen people's beautiful work on the project, so it's not like a mystery sale or a brand new anything. But Country Cottage Needleworks, and this is going to be Glitter Village. And I just got the January one in today, like I said. I got it on the scroll frame. I already lined it up for where the pieces need to go. And I got all my floss on cards, but those are in the other room. They give you paper patterns, the patterns on the other side of this paper with instructions. The kit also came with like mail. They gave me the fabric and all the floss. Well, not gave me, I paid for it, but and here is a picture. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if I put this over here. There we go. Now you don't see those lines. Here is the Glitter Village, and this is the, does it say January or anything else on it? No, just Glitter House 1. That's okay. And that's the one I'm going to be stitching. I'm also in the Snow Village that they're having come out. And I don't know if you're going to see, you can see that sparkle. Oh my, the fabric they sent is sparkly. The fabric they sent is called Charles Craft 14 Count Ada Stardust. And it is sparkly. Super sparkly. I went into Country Cottage Needleworks, and to have this all in one piece, they said like you can leave 3 spaces in between each one, and then they gave you the total stitch counts. So with some black 310 that I have like a whole spool of, I just measured out like how big the top was. I measured all the way down the side before I put it on scroll frame, like from the middle, and then I went out and then figured out where my start and end points are. And so then these black ones, each pattern is 57 by 57, and then these are on the 58th row, so that there's 1 in the middle of those 2, so that there is 3 between the patterns. And I measured out for the top 3, and then I'll do the middle 3 and the bottom 3. I already measured down the side to make sure that they were all going to fit and where I wanted them. Super sparkly. And this. This is the last whip. This is the last whip or finish or new start, since I don't have anything of my things from Heaven and Earth Designs here. So now I'm going to talk about some of the stitching mail that came in, more than just things I'm getting from the Happy Little Stitch Shop. I also ordered from woodencat.com. Okay, well, it's Wooden Cat on Etsy also, but they now have, and there is a sale going on. I don't know if it's still going on. I think it is. But you should definitely check them out. I'm trying to see where if I put this other card, it'll take that glare away. Woodandcat.com. And they make accessories. The first place I saw some of their things was from Stitching at the Cabin. Alyssa got a beautiful project bag with her name on it. And things for one of her bigger projects. I think it might even be for her Haid. It might, she has a lot of beautiful work, but she got this project bag in, and I was like, I want something that big, and so that's where I went. And this is huge. I did not think it was going to be this big. Yeah, this is a huge project bag. Okay, huge. It is the biggest one they offer. I forgot the sizes, but they actually already added the extra length. So let's say the largest size said 21 by 23. It's actually like 24 by 25. I should get you the actual measurements. I don't have a tape measure next to me. But they added the extra length so that you could put your Q-snap inside of it. And so they already had the extra length added. I did not know that. So like this is my biggest frame, or right now. Oh, I think I can make this square instead of rectangle, this large also. But let me line it up to where the zipper is. And line it up to like that corner. Yeah, it'll definitely fit in here. Along with everything else I need for it. Except this one only has one spool of floss. But for any other large projects, maybe my Haid when it comes in, we'll see, is going to be in this beautiful project bag. And as soon as this came in, and I saw that they're also trying to get off of Etsy, who like takes parts of your sales, and they're probably trying to have like their own website, I went right to their website and ordered another bag. Because I do like how this is made. It also has this really cute, it's got a little turtle charm on the zipper. I think that's so cute. And I got it personalized, so it says Jackie on it, little cat. A big owl bag, owl print. Nice inside too of the bag. With her order. Let me move some things around. I also purchased so I just wanted to try all her things, all the things. And so I got one of her bundles that had the bag, had the grime guard, which her grime guards come with, you can pull them tight with elastic on this side and on the other side, which is great because this is, because it's made to fit the size of the bag. It's way too actually big for this. However, because it's elastic and you just pull, I was able to tighten it down to the correct size to hold some of the backing in. But grime guard. The grime guard also has my name tag on it with my name. It has a little needle minder, which says wooden cat on it. And a pattern place with a magnet on the back. And so this is so you can have your pattern, which I'm not going to put one on here. Like a paper pattern, and it helps you see which square you're on. The other thing I find this useful for is scissors. I don't have any of my craft scissors here, but I do have my child's scissors. This is her desk I'm on. But I don't think they're metal. It is. My little scissors for sewing are much better, but I can actually, I've been liking this also to put my scissors on. Because it won't, the nose of my sharp scissors won't touch the fabric when they're laying on here, because the magnet's only right here. And so if I put it here, I can have the tip of my scissors up here laying flat, and it won't even touch the fabric. It's been really good for that. It also, that whole bundle kit also came with a thread hook keep with 20 spaces on it with the same little kitty. It's cute. And then I also got another hold please. On top of like the bundled order, I ordered another needle minder from them of a little unicorn. What's that weird light that comes in through here? It's a little unicorn. For free, as like a kind of an extra side in, I think she included this needle minder. It's a little butterfly. And if I'm not mistaken, there's like 2 little holes in the butterfly. Either it used to be a button, or you might be able to even like stand your needles up inside of it and you're not going to be able to see the little holes. There they are. There, you can see them a little bit. But that was super nice that they threw in like an extra little needle minder. And I had thought, it's okay, I had thought that her threaders were also needle minders, just the way they were pictured. They're not, okay, no magnet on the back. But I thought that her little threader was cute. Like, it had the little metal threader that you see. Which, I mean, I can use that one for like when I thread my kids' yarn needles, maybe. But I don't use that one for cross stitch, but I use this little side. And I did order a pack of magnets, stick-on magnets, and I'm going to try to stick one on the back so that I can also have this. And again, you don't want the needle, you don't want the magnet behind it because it's going to keep falling off. But if you have a needle minder and a threader with a magnet, and you stick it on, and that way I don't lose any of my threaders, and I can always have a threader next to me because I don't like to hold the needle and try to. I also use size 28s for the most part, so they're teeny tiny. So having a needle threader by me is kind of a must at all times. So that was super fun to get, and those I think came from Russia, so like I wasn't. They actually got here really fast. It took about a month from the day I ordered till it shipped and got here. That whole time, day I ordered, arrived at my house. I think it's from Russia. I could be mistaken. It could be from somewhere else. I feel like it is, though. 1 month. Amazing. During the holiday season. I found that very odd. I expected it to take longer if it took longer the next time, or I just put in another order, like I said. And if that takes longer to get here, I'm still happy when it gets here. How long are we? We're almost at a half hour, so this is definitely longer than my normal short videos. I did have another order from 123 Stitch, and you already saw a lot of what came in on that. The blue fabric for the pandemic, the floss for the pandemic, some floss here and there for other projects that I already put away, and I finally did get myself a Snag Nabbit. Have not used it yet, obviously, it's still in the thing, but I'm excited to try it after watching so many other people use them and explain what they're for. I ordered, and I can't find the names of these anymore. I thought I kept all the papers, and I didn't, or they're lost. It's this little star threader? Not a threader. I don't remember what they call it. And I'm going to get that weird glare up there. There. Something like there. Nope. Okay, that's just not going to work. It's okay. So this has a couple of uses. One, it could thread your needle. Although I find this twisted end on the tip to be very hard to put through a needle. I have tried to have it thread before. This is the other side of my screen. Okay. There's a little twist on the end there. And that makes it very awkward to try to thread a needle through. But what you can do is, if you have your fabric, you can stick this through. I'll go this way because I actually do have an end over here I can pull in. Okay, so you stick that through your fabric. It's sticking out on this side. That's not even going to help you. Colored. You can kind of see it shining there. It's right here. There we go. You can put your floss through it. You know, when it gets to too small and it's come off your needle and you really don't feel like threading your needle again because you're probably just going to lose it when you're playing thread chicken. You gotta pull it back to the back side, and you can pull it. Now it does get caught in the tip, and so it'll catch even the smallest ones. You have to push it down. This is so tiny. You have to take it out of the tip by pushing it downward, because it will catch in that tip and it will not let it go. The other thing this is great for is for on the back of your work, sliding this underneath some stitches and then getting that little piece to go through here and then pulling it through and tucking them into the back side without your other needle, like when they're too small. However, on a lot of the counts I've been using, and I stitch very tight, this is not great for that. I have used it on the Prairie Schoolers where I'm stitching on a bigger count fabric, or it's probably smaller. Like, so it's a 38, but I'm stitching over 2, and so my stitches are a little bit looser. They're not as teeny tiny as like on 25 count over 1. And this has been more useful for those projects. I still do like if I do the loop start method. What I will do is if pieces on the back are too small, I have my needle threaded for a loop start, and instead of starting stitching, I'll go to the back, I'll put it through a few stitches, I'll pull, and then when I'm left with the loop on the end, I'll put that loop around the thread I need to pull through the stitches and pull it. And it brings it right through the other stitches, you snip it, and now you can start a loop start. These videos are also about my stitchy journeys, and they're kind of for me to look back on. A lot of people don't watch right now, but if you are watching, thank you so much. And so a lot of times I'll put tidbits in here that I want to remember how I did things or how I've been enjoying doing things, like that. 3 more things and then I will be done. Okay. The other thing I got from 123 Stitch, these are called like thread hoppers, I think. And I thought there was like a package of them. I reread the description after I got this in the mail, and I was like, oh, it's only 1, and you just don't get to pick what bead it is. It's fine. But it's basically this bead with some thread on the bottom with 2 needles on the end, very tiny needles. And they are threaded on here good. Unless you cut it, they're not coming off. And what you can do with these is they help you count. You can put one in one hole, count 10, put another one, take this one out, count 10, and you can continue thread hopping with them. You can definitely count more than 10, like they go pretty far apart. And this was very useful when I was trying to do a lot of the counting for pandemic, making sure I go down the right number. Very useful. So I've been liking having this kind of around, just sitting on a needle minder next to me in either room, in case I do have to count somewhere and I just want to double check my counts are correct. And I don't want to use my sewing, like the needle I have thread on. Using these has been very nice. You can also push them basically all the way down, and you don't worry about them falling out because it's attached to the bead and you're not losing needles. It's great. The last thing is, I was so excited since the Heaven and Earth Designs fabric and floss was supposed to get here. I have also ordered a ton of thread drops. I have been making my own for some other projects, but for the Haid, which was, I forgot some crazy amount of colors. Of course, it's a Haid. I would just buy thread drops for them. So I bought 3 packages, and I spent part of another day going through all the colors and putting the number and the symbol on all the cards. And so these are all the cards. That's a lot of cards. That's going to be a lot of floss, a lot of thread to get onto cards. But it's going to be great. And when it does get here, these are all ready to go. Work in progress. So I think that's just about it. We talked about WhipGo and my WhipGo project I've already started for January, and what my other one is for January that I haven't worked on yet. I'm also part of a free cross-stitch, another Facebook group I've been doing a lot of she gives out free charts and free other kind of stitchy goals, and you can like count stitches during a month. She has her own version of kind of a whip go board and a stitch hoe board. And those have been fun to keep track of too, and just other fun little games to get involved with. Yeah. I also have a lot more on my wish list because obviously people post pictures and I look on them online. And Heaven and Earth Designs has these dragon stockings that I showed a picture of them stitched to my husband, and he just was like, yes, yes, please, that. So he wants one. I sure enough showed him. So maybe after a lot of these other projects are started and going, I might be ordering some more Heaven and Earth Designs things to make him a dragon stocking and myself one, because they have a few different designs there, and I am super excited. All right, I have to go put this all back before he comes home. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and give it a like or leave me a comment about how your holidays went this year. And I hope to be able to make another video hopefully somewhat soon. The kids are definitely going to be home for at least, I think, another week or two. My daughter might be home for a little bit longer because she also broke her elbow over break. Perfect spot to break it, on her writing arm. So there's not a whole lot she can do in school right now. Or she's in a preschool, so she's doing a lot of coloring and drawing and arts and crafts like cutting, and without your dominant hand, there's not a lot she can participate in with that. Yeah, so she might be home for a little bit longer, but I think both of them are definitely home for another week or two, so hopefully I'll find another night to make a video, or I'll be able to film in my office area. Have a great day. Bye.